So which Structureless Superflat preset is the hardest and which one is the easiest? Well, let's find that out. So in this video, I'm going to go on each preset, and I'm going to explain how you'd potentially get an infinite source of water, wood, and villagers. If it is possible to get either of those three things, that is. Then at the end of this video, I'm going to rank them on a tier list to say whether they're very easy or very difficult. So let's just get right into this. Classic flat. You of course have the bonus chest with resources. You at least want a crafting table and 2 apples. As explained in a previous video of mine, I've explained the process. Or you can trade hay bales to the wandering trader, and you can trade for saplings earlier, and trade buckets of fish with him to get water. So we know in this world it's possible to get infinite villagers, and also that it's possible to get infinite water and infinite wood. Up next is Tunneler's Dream preset. You have 2 different types of wood in an infinite source already. You can get apples from oak trees. You can find ores down here, so I think it's impossible to get gold ore. You of course can get stone to create into cobblestone to create a furnace. So with witches and a golden apple it is possible to get infinite villagers. There are also seeds here. There's also tall grass here, so you can get seeds, to get wheat, to get hay bales, to then get emeralds from the wandering trader, to then get buckets of fish from him from infinite water source. With lava lakes here you also have access to nether, meaning if you can't find gold in the overworld, you can find it in the nether. Up next we have the water world preset. Okay, first off, already have access to infinite water. There would be some wood in the bonus chest. You can get iron dropped from zombies. You can then craft a bucket, then collect water to get a water bucket. You can trade water buckets with the wandering trade to get emeralds, and then you can trade with the wandering trade to get any type of sapling, which you can plant because there's also dirt down here. You can actually smelt down golden armor, which you get from hostile creatures, into gold nuggets to get gold ingots. So then you can craft golden apples to get villagers. Up next is the overworld preset. Right now straight off you can get infinite wood because trees spawn here. Can grow wheat into hay bales thanks to the tall grass here which produce seeds. So you can get emeralds from the wandering trader to get buckets of fish. With that you have an infinite source of water. Okay, so I'm not quite so sure if ores can spawn in this preset. However, lava lakes can spawn in this preset. Therefore you'd have access to nether. Therefore you can get gold that way. Therefore you can get gold this way. So by using witches and a golden apple you can get infinite villagers. Up next we have the Snowy Kingdom preset. You can kill skeletons to get bones for bone meal. You can then bone meal the grass to get tall grass, to get seeds, to get wheat, to get hay bales. So you can get emeralds from the wandering trader, to then be able to trade buckets of fish for infinite water, and saplings for infinite wood. It doesn't appear as though there are any ores in this preset. However, since there is stone, any armor dropped by hostile creatures such as zombies and skeletons, you can then smelt down into gold nuggets to get gold ingots for golden apples. So villagers are possible. Up next we have the bottomless pit preset, which is basically like classic flat, but instead of bedrock there's 2 layers of cobblestone. Now since this is basically a clone of classic flat, we know that it's possible to get infinite source of water, wood and villagers. However, since there's access to cobblestone, you have access to a furnace. So of course then smelt down golden armor for the process of then getting golden apples. So this could be considered a slightly easier version of classic flat. Up next is the desert preset. So even without structures, apparently desert wells can spawn here, because they are considered a feature and not a structure. So technically you have access to water and lava. So you already know this, you can get gold from the nether, so you have access to gold. Now at the very bottom of the world there's a few layers of stone where you can get ores. So whether you kill zombies for iron or mine iron, you can get iron. Therefore you can get a bucket to pick up water and also lava. You can get apples from the bonus chest, so you can get villagers in this world. So you can get emeralds to trade with the wandering trader. You can trade moss blocks with the wandering trader. You can trade for moss blocks with the wandering trader. Bone mealing moss blocks has the chance of producing an azalea bush, which you can grow into an azalea tree. So infinite wood is possible, and the rooted dirt that is left behind can be turned into normal dirt. So it's possible to get other types of saplings as well. Up next is the redstone ready preset. You can get apples from the bonus chest, as well as wood for a crafting table. There's also stone at the bottom of the world. So of course you can get a furnace, and get gold in this manner to get villagers. You can kill spiders to get string, to not only get wool, but also a loom. This way you can get a shepherd villager which will trade wool. This way you get a shepherd villager which can trade for wool, for emeralds. And with the wandering trader you can trade for buckets of fish to get infinite water. And you can trade for moss blocks to get azalea trees for infinite wood. And dirt for other types of saplings. So yeah, if you just do enough grinding you can get infinite water, wood and villagers. Finally we have the void preset. Okay, so nothing spawns on this platform. Nothing will spawn in this biome at all. You have wood and apples from this chest. However, no hostile creatures spawn here, no wandering traders spawn here, nothing spawns here to get infinite wood, infinite water, or villagers. Can't really do anything here. Alright, let's rank them. Classic Flat, medium. Tunneler's Dream, easy. Waterworld, consider that to be relatively hard. Overworld, easy. Snowy Kingdom, I'd say that's medium. Bottomless Pit, also medium. Desert, I'd say that's medium. Redstone Ready, say that's hard. The Void, basically impossible to get infinite source of water, wood, or villagers.